Part of our news gathering process each day is going to the courthouses and reviewing police reports. And we have to tell you, what we found this weekend was disturbing. 3 separate, very violent cases of domestic abuse. The crimes are unrelated, but the victims all have one thing in common. They all called for help. Caleb James is live here in downtown Albuquerque. And Caleb has the stories of survival and help for anyone who may be caught in this kind of situation. Caleb.
And Chris, rarely do we see so concentrated on one day or a couple of days such violent examples of domestic abuse all at once. In these police reports, 3 men are accused of violently abusing their partners. But one survivor of domestic violence tonight says the real story is not about what these men did. It's what their victims did afterward.
I didn't go to anybody, for a long time.
It has been a decade since Rachel Sweeney finally left the constant abuse of her first marriage.
It wasn't until things got super bad where I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to get help.
And when she thinks about the women behind the men in these 3 mugshots,
I was one of them.
She says it's important for people to fully understand these 3 arrests mean something good happened this weekend. What did these women do that was so brave?
They picked up the phone and they called for help.
According to police reports, the girlfriend of Angel Alderete told police he locked her up and denied her food and water. When she complained, he said he'd, quote, feed her teeth soup. Samuel Parker's girlfriend told cops he accused her of leaving him for another man before he drove his knee into her left thigh several times while yelling at her that there was another man. The girlfriend of Cody Detienne told officers she was struck with his fists about 10 times. All 3 of these men are now charged with domestic violence-related crimes after their arrests this weekend.
It's a good thing. I'm proud of these women for reporting this.
Sweeney was crowned Mrs. Global Nations in 2013, and she uses that platform to find a solution to domestic violence and abuse. She says that solution was at play this weekend because brave survivors stood up.
They took that first step. They took that first step to say no.
This weekend was unusual, having so many reports actually filed and survivors coming forward to report their abusers. We want you to look at this weekend as empowerment. If you are going through the same thing right now, if you're watching this story and you feel like this is you, like Rachel Sweeney is you, and you need to come forward and look for help, we are standing for you tonight. We are putting a list of resources for domestic violence awareness up on our website, KOB.com. You can access those easily by looking for this story on our website. That list is available to you. Chris?
And Caleb, a lot of people know that it takes a lot of strength to find the courage to seek help.
You are so right. It does take so much strength. And in Rachel Sweeney's case especially, she says it wasn't all about her when she finally gathered that courage to seek help. She told me she had to do it for her daughter, to get her daughter out of that situation.